Hey everybody, it's Al here. Just wanted to take some time to talk about Palworld, this great game that we've all fallen in love with, and some of my thoughts as far as is this game actually good? First off, yes, it's good. The reason it's good is because the gameplay loops are really, really awesome, and it has a lot of depth to it. There is so much going on and so much to do that it's hard to believe this is an early access game. It is constantly just between you're collecting the pals, trying to improve them, leveling up, the various systems, building bases, figuring out how to, basically make the pals do the work for you, so you can just run around and enjoy collecting them. Is a whole ecosystem into itself. That game is definitely not about controversy because it came literally out of nowhere and immediately started selling like crazy. It did get some strong YouTube influencers checking it out the first couple days. I think that certainly helped a lot, but it was a lot of it was the general opinion of everyone about how fun it was, how good it was, that it got people playing it, as well as the price point was perfect, $30, excellent for an early access game. There's been a lot of hate on it, though, for sure. And is that hate justified? I don't believe so. The number one point that a lot of people want to talk about is that it's a ripoff of Pokemon, and that they just copied all of the Pokemons. I've looked at the images; it's comparable, but honestly, it doesn't match close enough. It's inspired, perhaps, but it's definitely they didn't go and rip off Pokemon, and as well they've been showing the models since like 2021. So it's not like they just suddenly said, let's make a Pokemon game and ripped off all the assets. The next one is people are saying, oh, all these models are asset rips. Everything's an asset rip. Okay. If this tree is an asset flip, good. Happy for it. It's a tree. It serves its purpose. My pals will chop it down, or I can chop it down. The next thing is about how the actual pals, people are saying they're AI generated. Okay, perhaps they are. If they're AI generated, so be it. They work. They're cute. They're lovable. And I don't really think they are AI generated. I think they were modeled and crafted. If they were AI generated, you know what? Maybe that's the future of gaming. We're going to see a lot more of that, I think, in the coming years. I would say 5 years from now, we're going to see how games can be developed by a single person using AI to do the actual programming. It's all about the creativity and the gameplay loops and making a game fun. That's the reason this game is so successful, because it's fun. It's pure and simple. And AAA developers, they need to learn that. Everyone knows about Starfield. That was a huge title from a huge company that is, in my opinion, just complete garbage. So, really, even when we look at what Diablo 4 was, just unacceptable that those games come out from huge companies with massive budgets, and they just don't seem to understand what fun is, what makes a game fun. Then a small little studio that was literally using USB drives to keep copies of the game while they were developing it. I think they estimated they put $6 or $7 million total into the development of this game. Comes out of nowhere and provides us with what is probably going to end up being Game of the Year, just because of what it did. 7 million copies sold in 5 days. That's astounding. That's unbelievable. It had over 1.8 million people playing it on Steam alone concurrently, which beat out like CSGO for the all-time record. That tells me the game has to be good. People don't play a game just to fanboy it. You don't get that kind of success if your game's not fun. I've sunk 45 hours so far into this game, and I am having a blast. I played on the max difficulty, and maybe my experience is different than a lot of other people, but I'm just having a blast with it. And I'm only like level 22 or 23. I forget. Yeah, 23. And it can get up to level 50. There's so much stuff I haven't done in this game I haven't seen yet. There's so many bosses I haven't killed. I haven't even started using the condenser. I haven't started incubating eggs or trying to make super duper pals and stuff. Literally just having a blast playing it. from day 1 to day 23, or from level 1 to level 23. And that was the thing. This game was immediately fun when I was level 1. Like, I was having a blast when I was low level, running around, just leveling up. It's the perfect balance. Now, the problem with this game is it's yeah, everyone's playing it right now and everyone's hyped about it, but oh, that's not good. Anyhow, but the problem is that if the developers of this game don't ride that enthusiasm, they are going to run into issues. What is going to happen is, if they do not fix a lot of the issues very quickly, I think it will lose its thunder. If they don't monopolize on their success, it's going to lose a lot of its thunder very fast. People will move on if they take too long. If it becomes like Valheim, where it's like, yeah, we'll update it, but it's going to be a year from now before you get any kind of significant update, then they're going to lose the momentum of the game, and people will stop playing it. And it tends to be when people stop playing something, they don't go back. Sorry about the massive fire that's occurring. No idea where that came from. So the thing is that they really have to take this success that they've found and pour a lot of that money and energy into it immediately, because there are so many things that are actually wrong with it. It's like one thing right here is like the mechanic of fires and the water guys. The water guys just are ineffective at putting fires out, and I don't really have a means of anything to do to help them other than to run around just like I was doing and destroy stuff. So it's funny that that happened while I'm talking about what needs to be done to fix this game. Fire is so deadly to your base when it's made of wood that it's almost a nightmare to manage. And that was not an attack on my base. This guy literally walked through some kind of fire or whatever, got lit on fire, and has been wandering around lighting the entire base on fire. And there's very little I can do about it other than go over to the thing, try and figure out which one it is, right? And that's what I'm getting at. Like, there's a lot of things that are jank that need to be fixed, and I really hope that they're working on almost like a day one patch as fast as possible, so that they fix a lot of these issues. The AI on the mobs or on your pals is pretty bad. You get stuff like this where a Gale Claw is flying into a wall for no reason because he's decided there's some task he has to do somewhere else, and he's just going to sit there and do that. And unless I go and pick him up, right, like I have to literally go here, grab him, okay, and then throw him down so that hopefully he'll go back to doing what he's supposed to do, or go to the PAL deck thing here and unsummon and resummon them so that they'll go back to doing what they're supposed to do. And the AI pathfinding for not only your pals, but for the enemy AI in dungeons and so on. The worst offenders are the syndicate thugs. They'll literally walk into walls and just keep on trying to. They'll literally do what I'm doing here. They'll just stand there like that, and you can just beat them down. And I don't know what they're doing or why they have that behavior, but it's ridiculous. Or another one that happens is you'll throw your pal ball at a mob you're trying to capture, and it'll be close to a rock. And when it fails, suddenly the pal that you're trying to capture will be inside the rock. And then your pal that you have summoned, who's trying to fight it, will literally be stuck now, wanting to fight the one that's inside the wall. So little stuff like that is just egregious, that needs to be fixed. And I get it, it's early access. I have no problem with that. But what the studio behind this, the developers of this game, need to realize is that they need to ride this momentum. And if they don't sort of make it better and address a lot of those issues really, really fast, the whole the steam of their momentum is going to quickly be out of the sails. People will play it, they'll enjoy it, and they'll move on. But and it's kind of like with Diablo 4. Like, Diablo 4, because they just took so long to address so many issues, which they still haven't. It's been 6 months or more that's been out. It took so long to address issues, right? That people just moved on and they don't want to go back and they're not giving it a second chance. But a lot of games are going to be like this. It's going to have the same kind of situations happen. So that's like kind of my thoughts on this. It's like, this is a great game and I think it can really get good. But it isn't flawless. And the complaints about it's not what the haters are complaining. It's not about it's an asset rip, it's or asset flip. Oh, it's AI generated. Oh, they stole it from Pokemon. Why do people like this game, etc., etc. That's just like just general hate that you see on indie games when they get very popular very quickly like this. But the complaints that are realistic about it to say that is it good or not, in its current state, it's awesome. It's so much fun. But as a polished game or even as a functionality, it has so many issues that need to be corrected, that if they don't address it and get it to that state, it won't be able to grow. It won't be able to like be what it needs to be. So they really have to work on a lot of these, especially the AI pathing. I see people saying, "Oh, you need to add trading, you need to add PvP." Yeah, those things can come later. Honestly, the things that need to be fixed are things that kind of make the game almost broken. If you build buildings, if you want to build a huge elaborate base like a castle, and have all your stuff inside and your pals inside, oh, trust me, it'll break down. They have so many problems with doors. They have so many problems when they're indoors. This is why I only have a little shack, simply because they don't function well outdoors, let alone indoors. So they won't use stairs properly. They'll get stuck on it. Walls, if you try and build walls to protect your base, it's going to create even more issues, as you can see with mine. Terrain, things like this are problematic. And if you ever build beside on cliffs and stuff, and one of the reasons I had walls all the way around this is because they literally would go for whatever reason, wherever the border would extend. Like here, you can see down in this area, this border's extending. Like they would go and fall off, and they get down there and they start starving, or they would get injured and break legs and stuff like that, because they just decided that, hey, I'm going down there. You know, and even the raiders will do the craziest things, where they just can't figure out where they're supposed to go or what they're supposed to do. Like that raid there could have been exciting, except they run in, they fight for a while, and then they leave. Now, where are they going? Well, why'd they give up so easily? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So that's just my thoughts on this game. I love it. I think it's a great game. I can't believe the success that it's having so quickly. It's definitely my type of game. I don't necessarily think it's everyone's cup of tea, but it's a lot of fun, of course. But yeah, great success. But they need to ride that success, and they need to put a lot of work into this if they really want to keep the momentum going, keep the attention going. If they don't have like some kind of patch addressing a lot of the major issues that are gameplay issues very soon, I think it'll lose its thunder. And then they need to follow it up with a patch, like adding more to it. And remember, they're in early access. So, but congrats to them, and I'm happy to see that they've created what they have. And honestly, for $30, if they never update it, I got my money's worth. And I know I'm going to put hundreds of hours into this, and any game that I spend $30 on and put hundreds of hours in, that's perfectly fine by me. So those are just my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed listening to them. Maybe you didn't. Leave comments if you agree with me or disagree with me. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate if you made it to the end of the video. That being said, have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.